You have been dispatched to this tiny Roman village by the Roman Empire. You were to report immediately. They were having some problems. They were very vague in their letters, but whoever sent you from Rome was sent you with all due speed and haste. They wanted you to report immediately and solve their problem by any means necessary. And you've been riding through the night with the urgency, and you start to see the village ahead and the lighted road and the torches. As you have approached the village, this light fog has set in. The forest is quiet, except for a few crows. And take it away. Anytime now.
I ride forward.
Okay.
As I see myself as the leader of this pack. Sorry,
That's correct.
these are my guys.
It's alright, they can go with you.
Is that correct though? Because I'm a damn good leader myself.
Yeah. You can fight over it later.
You've never led an army of 100 soldiers, youngling.
Men who claim to be leaders are not truly fit for leadership.
Is that what the
Oh.
stories say?
Yes. It is the unknown, the humble, the ones called to it and not born into it that are truly leaders.
Being called into it and being born into it are one and the same.
If that is what you choose to believe, Roman, but you may find yourself very wrong.
I just ride forward a bit more.
Alright, you're riding to the village. Everything's very quiet. You can see just a few torches lit, and there seems to be some person standing at the villa directly across from you as you enter. Also, to your right, you can see a tavern, and there's likely to be somebody that you can wake up if you're hungry or you want to get a lay of the land before you embark on your mission.
All right. Well, I would like to get off my horse and go to the tavern. I want to see if. Well, actually, could I ask that? I mean, this is a town, so there's probably like a merchant with like food, right?
Probably the tavern. Yep.
I would like to buy like food to make later.
Okay. Well,
yeah.
Over there at the tavern's probably the best place. You can head over there into the city and see what kind of goods are available at the tavern.
I'm gonna walk towards the statue. It intrigues me.
Are you declaring a discovery?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead and narrate how it intrigues you, what you see, and...
My friends, I am an old man. I have traveled the length of the Roman Empire. I have fought in wars, met with senators, slept with empresses, and yet never have I seen such a face, such a figure, in the many gods and deities of the Empire I know. This statue is unusual.
Yes. Yeah. So it looks to be closed, but can I open the door? In front of the door. That's just dread. Is the door?
Okay. Well,
Let's.
yeah. You know, what are you gonna do? You reach the door.
Yes, I reach the door. I think, this looks like a nice place to get some food. And can I reach for the door and it opens.
All right.
Can I do that? Yeah.
Yeah, you can do it. Whoops, a little bit. As the door opens and standing inside is an innkeeper. Can you back up a little bit? He jumps a little bit. He had opened the door. And he looks scared for just a second and takes a step back. He's eyeing the spear in your hand. I don't want any
Oh.
trouble. Puts his hands up
I-
in very defensive.
Yeah, I put the spear away and I say, "Oh, I didn't mean any harm, sir. I'm actually just a traveler here trying to get some food before my journey. I would like to purchase some food to make later on, if possible."
All right, he rubs at his eyes a little bit and nods his head. Go around the side. I'll be there in just a minute.
Thank you. The back? Or the
Other
front?
side. You can go around either way, it's fine. You'll see the table and chairs and everything. So he goes back inside, comes out the front door. He's carrying a pitcher in his hand and a cup. He sets the cup down, fills it up, and slides it over to you.
Thank you, sir. Is this all?
Plenty of food if you are looking to take something with you. And he points behind you. There's several crates with fruits and vegetables on the ground.
Would you happen to have any meat, sir?
He points to the barrel.
Okay, so I grabbed some cabbage and potatoes and some pork. And then I come back and I show the merchant. I would like these.
All right. He gives you a fair price for them.
Yeah, I jingle my change and I ask, for a first-time customer, would you be able to lower the price a bit? I'm a bit short.
Is this some kind of intention you're making here
No.
to haggle him down?
Does it have to be?
No.
Yeah.
He,
Well, I would.
he gives you a strange look. You woke me up in the middle of the night. I should charge you extra. I was sleeping. I just heard you outside. I heard all the noise outside. I opened my door to see what it was. I wasn't awake.
Yeah. I do apologize for that, sir. My name is Sigurden. What's yours?
Obvious.
Well, obvious, you look like a fine young man. And I appreciate your business. Thank you for answering my or thank you for coming out to help me. But yeah, I would, again, I'm new to this town and I don't have a lot of money, so it do me a big favor. I will come back. I'll definitely be a patron of yours if you do this one favor for me.
What are you traveling here in the middle of the night for? What's so important that you came here? You risked the roads at night.
Wednesday, game
Yeah?
mother. I don't remember.
You're on a mission from Rome.
Yeah, to do what?
Why don't you call
That's what we're here to find out.
Why don't you call one of your friends over here? Your colleagues.
Okay. I feel like my colleagues would be able to explain it better. I'm not quite sure myself yet. And then I call over what's this called? Dumatef. Duba, come. I need you.
You can hear all this too, by the way, Augustus. You can hear the
Yes,
calling
the Guardian.
across the courtyard there.
All right, but I didn't
So-
hear my name, so
So I've just become acquainted with this merchant here, Opius, and I'm trying to make a deal with him to get a lower price for food, and he wants to know why we're here, and I felt like he could explain it better, why we're here so late at night.
Opius, my friends. You clearly have the knowledge of 1,000 Cyclopi. We have ridden through the nights. We are exhausted. We are tired. And we are starving. But we were sent on an urgent mission by Rome herself
From
to
Rome?
investigate. Yes.
Where's this Roman soldiers they promised us?
We are your soldiers, my friend. There's nothing that wits, strength, and discipline cannot handle. And that is us three.
I do
Well-
possess strengths that the eye cannot see.
Well, I don't know what you're going to do about a cairn.
Pardon me, my friend? What do you speak of?
You're here for the cairn, right?
Of course. Could you give us more information about this, Karen?
It was
What exactly plagues you, my friend?
it's the cairn of the eldest child of Placus Petilius Latumerus.
Ominous names for ominous things. What exactly
He's-
does this do?
Well, about a week ago, his child was torn to pieces by wolves. So, of course, since he's well connected in Rome and quite rich, he built him a cairn. A few days ago, the torches on the cairn lit themselves with a very strange light. Strange noises came from the inside. Everybody's afraid to open it or go near it. He got his contacts in Rome to send an old man and a young boy, apparently, to deal with it.
What kind of noises come from this cairn?
I don't know. I didn't go near it. It's just what I heard.
Has anything mysterious happened around these parts of late?
Go see the light. It's mysterious enough for you.
The light is simply a trick of the eye, my friend. For the gods bless us in all things.
The gods
Could a
don't
light
bless with this
possibly be-
light.
Thank you for your information, and I promise you we will solve this problem. However, we are very tired, very exhausted, very hungry. It would do a long way to servicing this problem if we could just get a slight discount on some food and provisions.
You solve the mystery of that cairn, you can have as much as you can carry.
Thank you, my friends.
As son of Thor, it will be my honor.
Children.
Alright, I take this opportunity to walk to the big house at the end of the square.
Okay. You see the guard. Who goes there? Oh, I'm sorry, Legionary.
A centurion of the Light of Rome. Here representing the Roman Empire.
Yes. Placus will want to see you. One moment, I'll go wake him. He runs back to the house. After a few minutes, he reappears outside. I can just grab this one. He's getting dressed. I'll have to warn you, he's very sensitive about this subject. He lost his son. Truth be told, his son was an arse.
How did his son die?
Torn apart by wolves. Quite fitting.
Strange way to go. Was he all alone when it happened?
Apparently. If anybody saw him, they didn't speak up. But as cruel as that kid was to the villagers, I wouldn't be surprised if anybody
old
just
was-
left him to die.
How old was he when he died?
19.
Strange. If he were a young kid, I would expect wolves to go for him. But wolves generally don't attack people, as far as I'm aware.
Some people claimed he was cursed by the gods. Very cruel to the villagers.
Perhaps Lupa herself took an interference in this young man's fate.
You claim to know more?
Your torch isn't burning, that's kind of funny.
I'm sorry, what'd you say, Augustus?
You claim to know more?
No, I simply am just mulling.
Alright, you hear the door open. And out comes a Roman and looking citizen in fine clothes. The guard sort of steps to the side and keeps quiet. I am Placus Spatilius Latumerus. Rome has sent you here, yes?
Yes, we've sent by the Emperor himself.
Yes, my son. My son, my innocent son. He was brutally torn apart by wolves. We found his legs, his arms torn apart, chewed on by no less than 20 wolves. It had to be. My son was a great hunter. We buried him in the old cemetery behind the village over there. He points behind you. So you're off to the right there. There's a small path over there. A few days ago, the torches lit themselves and they've been burning a very strange colored light. You must make sure my son is resting in peace. No curse can overtake his cairn. Nobody's opened the door. Everybody's too scared. But I give you permission to open the door. Anything, just make it all stop.
Was the death of your son the first incident? Or did something else happen before?
Nothing. Nothing. It's been quiet. We've had no problems. This is the first sign. There's always been wolves around, but they've never attacked anybody. Until recently.
Before your son's unfortunate passing, where did you last see him?
He was here in the house with me. He left out one morning to go hunting. When he didn't return after a day or two, he was known to camp out if he was having a good time, a good hunt. But the search party found him, I should say, several pieces of him. He looks very obviously distraught. He's fighting back tears. But go. You must go now. I need this. I need this to end. There's no telling.
One more thing, my friend. When you ordered the cairn, was it made out of anything in particular?
Just stones we found in the area. Hold still.
I'm sorry for your son's passing. May Pluto guide your son.
Thank you. Thank you. Now go, all of you, hurry. End this madness. Make sure my son rests peacefully.
In Rome Lights, we will make sure your son rests in peace.
All right, he heads back inside.
You there. What is your name, guard?
Epidius.
Piteous. Is there any myths around this place? Any mysterious beings that may haunt these woods? Any village tales you know?
This was a perfectly normal place until the wolves started showing up. We found deer and other things. Some people claimed they saw a figure running around at night, sometimes during the day. They could never get a good look at him, but they're pretty sure it was none of the villagers.
How long ago was it when these tales began?
About a week before his son.
Thank you, my friend. May Mars guide your footsteps.
All right. Augustus? What's going on here?
I've called my two soldiers, who I've called Lucius and Gallus.
Okay.
To inform them that we're going to check out the cemetery in which the son of the one we're here to serve was buried. So men, just stick near us. In case anything goes wrong, I count on you. They just nod in agreement as they're very obedient.
All right. The path is at the other side.
Oh, other side.
It's where
Isn't it where I am?
Dumatef is. Yep. You should see the torch.
Walkie, walkie, walkie. Walkie, walkie, walkie.
Also, earlier did
Yes.
Sigurden buy potatoes?
Yes.
No, what? I thought he wouldn't give it to me until after.
Oh, I thought you
Well,
bought them. Okay, I
I
misunderstood.
mean, I'm
Then
more
no.
confused with the fact of potatoes in this universe.
What?
What?
What about potatoes?
There were no potatoes in Europe in the 4th century.
There were no potatoes?
Okay.
Shit.
No.
Well, they were potato-looking things then.
Okay, I got beets then. How about that?
All right.
It's fine.
Yeah.
So you see this well-worn path on the ground in front of you, and the cemetery gate ahead of you. A trio of candles is burning and flickering, and as you approach, the two on either side go out.
That's always a good sign, my friends.
I, for one, feel like lights going out like that is definitely not a good sign. This place has
Where's your
Is that
Where's
a
your sense of
foreshadowing?
adventure, Guardian?
Is
yeah,
that a-
yeah,
Is that foreshadowing?
yeah.
Ha! Ha! Many a great tale has started with the mysterious flickering of lights.
Well, hold on. Let's see. What is Sigurdian? Why does Sigurdian think that's foreshadowing, or what is dangerous foreshadowing about it there?
As a child growing up, I was always told that the shadows hid something unwelcoming, and for these lights to be flickering,
That was good enough. The shadows hide something.
yeah.
That was good. That was good.
So,
Alright.
it's a different Centurion that adopted Sigurdian, not Augustus didn't adopt
Correct.
Sigurdian.
Correct. Well, I don't know. That's up to them too, but it doesn't have to be. No.
Moving on.
Yep. You can just hop over the gate here. You want to enter?
Whoop.
In my understanding of the world, the only time fire flickers is when Vulcan himself is interfering.
There you go. All right. Well, you can see a very eerie purplish light over the top of the walls in the very back of the cemetery. That must be where the cairn is located.
brace yourself. Brace yourselves, brothers. And I take out my spear. Seems something is amiss here.
Let's march on. The Emperor doesn't like waiting.
Ah, graveyards. Good places to contact the gods. There was one time I went to a graveyard and I swear I saw Nike herself. She appeared to
Blasphemy.
me. Ah, no, I say it's true. She appeared to me and gave me a gift and a tale that someday I would tell a great story. That I'd be one of the most famous storytellers in all the land. And she told me something. But what it is weighs on the edge of my mind. Never quite being able to recall it, but never quite forgetting it either.
All right, as you approach, the cairn looks pretty average. Just a regular wooden door. The torches, of course, glow up this very eerie light. The fog seems a little thicker here. Doesn't look like anything unusual. It's just a regular sized cairn, just big enough for a body and maybe some treasures or heirlooms or something inside.
Let's get this thing opened. I don't like being in graveyards for too long. They remind me of my fallen brothers.
Is that a shiver of dread?
Yes.
All right, so opening the doors then?
Gladly.
Yes.
Oh, I forgot to set them so you could walk. Anyway, so you open the doors. Creaks open slowly. And everything around you just gets quiet. The whole forest is still. And as you swing the doors open, you look inside. And all you see is stairs descending down. No body. Looks like the inside of the cairn is empty. Except for these stairs.
Well then, let's go down the stairs.
Let us descend into the darkness.
My friends, let me tell you about the story of Roman fish sauce. When Romulus and Remus were but a child and being raised by Lupa, Neptune once set a flood in anger at these two young boys. And after that, some fish were left ashore. Well, Romulus and Remus, always being curious boys, decided to cut these fish up and dice them and crush them. And then they put it on their next meal that their mother Lupa gave them. And they decided it was delicious. They proclaimed this Picasios. And then a Roman tradition was born. And that is how we get Roman fish sauce. Now, shall we divulge deeper, my friends?
Well, storyteller, what is happening here? I don't understand how the body could not be here and these stairs should appear.
I've seen many things in all my travels. There's not a province of the Empire I have not been to. And yet, what is going on here eludes me. There's something unnatural at work here. And I can only guess at its origins.
The
Well,
Empire
let us-
knows bounds yet, but we're here to find what lays beyond and incorporate it into our empire.
Let us go deeper into the cairn.
Not everything is material, Centurion.
Right, so you've
If
got
Rome's wills it, it is.
the room is obviously very, very damp. Water just sort of falls off the ceilings, trickles down the walls. It's very quiet.
There is something deathly about this place. I foreshadow a much more mindly threat. Still your nerves, my friends, and prepare.
On the floor, you also see animal tracks. Very recent animal tracks, leading in all directions, all the doors.
Well, crouching down and tracing my finger along the edges of the footprints. Getting my finger all damp. I discovered that these look quite similar to those of wolves, but perhaps a bit bigger.
Okay, is that your foreshadowing there?
Yes.
Wait, is this is like a separate scene? So like all
Yep.
our things reset?
Scene, not chapter.
So you can't discover or foreshadow again.
You have just discoveries. You cannot discover again. You can foreshadow.
He's just foreshadowed.
I just foreshadowed. Like
What?
when I
Okay,
said
what were you foreshadowing? Sorry. Well,
that a enemy not of material but of mindly matters is here. There's something going on in our heads, essentially.
okay.
I just asked that because I thought Ultra had foreshadowed when
No.
we approached the Cairn. But I
That
could be
was-
wrong.
That was Shiver of Dread that I did.
Okay. Sorry.
Yeah, okay. So when you sort of foreshadow, you would react off of your environment or something else that you see or something like that.
Well, I was using the fact that I knew it was Tenebrae.
Okay. Okay. I got you. Okay. That I understand.
I'll make it clear in the future. Sorry.
Yeah. Yeah, just got to make it clear so I know what you're saying so I can incorporate that. But yeah, that works. Okay. Where are you headed?
Wait,
The
so
left is always good.
I have a question.
You can look around the room first if you want. You don't have to decide.
It doesn't really matter. All paths lead to Rome.
So if we were to do like grit, would we have to like say that?
Yes. You would, say I'm going to defy whatever going to hold on, come back in here. Yeah, you would do grit, but that's yes.
Oh, sorry. I didn't have my freaking mic on. It means like when you're more in a dangerous situation, right?
Yeah, dangerous, very super uncomfortable. Yeah, it's just a very difficult action that you're going to have to take. You're going to defy adversity. You know, it doesn't even necessarily have to be dangerous, and you could be walking through I don't know, a room full of fresh corpses or something. You know, just very unpleasant, inhumane. Doesn't necessarily have to be a combat action. Just has to be
Okay, so
something
like,
very,
what
very
if?
difficult.
Okay, well, could I say something like, could I bring it up like now?
I don't see how, but I won't say that you can't. You would have to describe.
Okay, so because I have like a kind of like an idea.
Let's hear it.
Okay, well, the dampness here is seems dangerous to me, and it reminds me of the uh, the rough seas of the boat that I was that I was found on, and it was that the rough seas that um tore me from my maker, and shit, I lost my train of
Well, that yeah,
thought.
but grit is going to be like a very extreme thing. It wouldn't be just sort of like a passing
Okay,
action.
yeah, because like
It's going to
the
be
way
a
that I was
very
saying is like,
extreme circumstance.
yeah, so it's
Well, it
like
seems like
this would be more like foreshadowing, right? Like,
Yes, like the
yeah, okay,
dampness in the seas, you would foreshadow something dangerous with water or something like that. You know, beware of the water here. You'd say something like, "Beware of the water here. It's, you know,
yeah,
it's
yeah,
I
but I can't.
foreshadow danger in the
Okay,
water here, or something like that."
but I can't foreshadow it anymore, right?
Well, I mean, you can. You just don't get credit for it. But you know,
Okay,
you can still do it to give me ideas. I just don't necessarily. You know, I don't have to incorporate it.
okay, okay, but yeah, I would like to add that.
Okay.
Just yeah.
Okay, we'll put it into a sentence for us. Foreshadow about the water here being dangerous. Say,
Beware of the dampness of this place. It parallels the the dampness of the angry seas and what lurks beneath them.
perfect.
dead man tell no tales.
In character. I'm just kidding.
That wasn't good.
You're a few hundred years early for that. Actually, about 1,000 years early for that.
There are many stories to hear, if you have the will to listen.
Listening is not my greatest part. I prefer action.
And that is why you will never be as old as me.
Age is not what matters. The gods don't have age.
With age comes wisdom. With wisdom comes versatility.
All right. So you descend deeper into the cairn. It's still pitch black. The fog still heavy in the room. animal tracks now getting more of a into the mud than sort of dust in the first room. They continue to just everywhere in the room, all around the corners, down the hall, through the middle of the room, up and down the stairs. You can see the wolf tracks.
There are either several wolves or one wolf that has a lot to think about.
Something is off about this. Wolves are a very sacred animal. They are the protectors of Rome. It sends a shiver down my spine to see wolves like this. Shiver of dread.
Check.
It is clear to me that whatever this wolf is must have been locked inside since I discovered that that door wasn't in any way broken or opened before. It belongs here.
Your powers of precipitation never cease to amaze me, Centurion.
I have to ask, did you mispronounce perception, or did you make a water joke with precipitation?
I made a water joke.
Okay.
That's good. That was good.
It was good.
That's good.
So I had to ask. It was too good. Hey, Baltimore. Okay, you can keep moving. Just go, like I said, go one room at a time, or if it's a long hallway, just hang out in the hallway.
Just want to know that that was a discovery.
Wait. Oh. Well, you'd have to see the wolf to make the discovery.
Well, I perceived that it wouldn't have left. At least not through there.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
And given that there was no other obvious entrance.
All right. Noted. Okay, another empty room. Still dark. Still damp.
The architecture. It's Roman. Not picked nor soap. Whatever we have here seems to be very old.
It does, in fact, appear to be very, very old.
Why would anyone go through the trouble of building such a place underground? I mean, the structures above are, well, either non-existent or nothing near the size of this.
The gods work in mysterious ways, my friend.
So you see this tomb as a creation of the gods.
Everything is woven by the gods. The gods are in everything.
I still firmly believe that it's the hand of man that builds.
Ah, but what inspires men? What gave men the gift to build?
The gods.
Aye, my friend. Without the gods, where would we be? The gods shape us. The gods cultivate us. The will of the gods is permanent through everything.
All right, as you're talking, You notice there's no way out of this particular room. Whoop, actually, there's one door. I lied.
Let us proceed.
Hold on. As you're
That's
talking,
the thing.
a wolf appears in the door. And as you approach it, bares its teeth. Starts to snarl. Lowers its head.
Back off, my friends. Lupa, take mercy on us. Let us help this wayward son.
Are you making some kind of intention here?
Yes.
All right, what are you trying to do exactly? And with what
I'm
skill?
trying. With Tenebrae lore, I'm trying to pray and pierce the veil to allow us to let the wolf pass or befriend the wolf. Or allow the wolf to let us pass or befriend the wolf. If that makes sense.
Okay. And what's your skill level?
Uno.
1? Okay.
And I'll use one will. What do I do now?
I am checking the obstacles here. Okay, so you're trying to befriend the wolf or let it pass. Alright, sorry. Reading this part real quick. You've got the skill, action, intention. Choose a single skill to apply. That's correct. No flaws, no genius. You add one will. Okay, here it is. This is what I was looking for. Skill plus will minus obstacle. Okay. That's what I was looking for. Okay, so we're going to say this, given your level of skill, is going to be a obstacle of 2. And your skill is 1 and your will is 1, so you get 2, so you are perfect. Wait, skill plus will is 1, 2 minus 2. Okay, wait a minute.
So, what does a flawed skill do?
It just detracts, I think. Give me 1 sec. Let me over... Baby steps.
Sorry.
That's alright. It's alright.
I think the flawed skill is just -1. to your intention
Yeah.
if the flood skill applies to that situation.
Okay. Let me just change this just so we can get this figured out easily. So we'll say that it's an obstacle of 1, and you come out with 2 because your skill is 1 and your will is 1. So you're going to be up +1. Okay, so you have a positive rating. So with a difference of 1, your attempt has some small tangible effect that is usually positive. You at least are pleased with your efforts. So kind of like a lesser success sort of thing. Very minimal success to neutral.
Okay.
Something like that. You can narrate. So.
All right. So I pray to Lupa and invoke the wolf goddess. And she does indeed bless me. The wolf paces once, twice, 3 times, going in a circle, and eventually lays down, closes its eyes, gives a brief bow, and goes to sleep.
All right.
How fitting. Your tales even bore a wolf.
I briefly kneel down and give a prayer to Lupa, thanking her.
All right. So where are you headed in here? This room has a few different... I guess we're going this way.
I was about to point out the long, spooky hallway, but okay.
I didn't, sorry.
Roman.
I thought it was only the staircase.
No, that's 2. It's a long, spooky hallway. All right.
Can wait down here if you guys want to go somewhere else.
No, it's
you
fine.
Guys,
You already
guys
go.
talk about it. It's fine.
The unobservant Roman, as always, charged forward.
Okay. Well, you have a couple more options left straight ahead.
A tree. How unusual.
Yeah, there's a tree directly in the room ahead of you. You can just make out through the mist.
Never before seen a tree underground. Suppose the gods have some more surprises in store for us.
Okay. As you come into the room with the tree, you look to the right and see the door you entered from in the next room. The tree looks very young, very green, and it is growing right up through the stone in the floor. Looks very, very healthy. Doesn't look like the rest of this place.
Can I try to figure out what
Can
the
you make
nature of the tree?
Can you make an intention to do what?
Figure out the nature of the tree? Why it's here,
Using
what it's doing here. Worldly skill.
worldly?
Yeah. I guess. No, never mind. Forget I said anything.
You can. I was just
No.
needed to read it. Oh, that's wordly.
Yeah, wordly. Never mind. Forget it. I've decided again. Lupa, as in the wolf goddess.
Hmm. This tree seems to be full of life in such a damp and broken place. It seems to symbolize vitality.
It reminds me of a story I once used to know. An ancient Greek fable of how a Hades, their goddess of death, once convinced Persephone, the god of spring and fertility and life, to stick with him in his cool, dark underworld by showing him a tree, by showing her a tree. Something is unnatural about this tree. I feel a connection with it, and yet something seems just out of reach.
Something godly, perhaps?
Something what? I didn't hear that.
Perhaps.
Godly.
Gotcha.
What's not something I'd consider natural?
Gonna do anything here, or you just want to continue on?
We'll continue on, I guess, unless Augustus or Sigurdus.
Could we... I would like to examine the tree and see if, there might be anything on its leaves or something, living, I guess.
You mean like bugs or something, or?
No, like a snake or like I don't know, some kind of tree animal.
Okay. No, the tree's literally just the tree. No bugs, no animals, nothing. It just looks like a young, very green, verdant tree. Very out of place, as you noted before in this place. The, let's see. You do note some buds in the tree. You can't really tell what it's going to be.
Oh, can that be a discovery?
If you want it to be. You find it interesting that there's something coming out of the tree?
Yeah.
All right.
Interesting. This tree seems to be growing a bud of something. It's a lighthearted juxtaposition of this cold, damp Cairns.
Okay. Also, you note in this particular room, salt. Almost a smell of the sea.
We all notice this?
Yes. Only in this particular room, when you've walked in here, it's just started to smell like this.
So
Move
I
on,
wanna
or
I wanna
anything
see if I
else?
can do something.
Okay.
So I would like to see if I could. At the edge of my mind, I hear something, and I would like to see if I could communicate it. There seems to be ancestors in the back of my mind, and the smell of salt so far from the sea. I'm gonna see if I can't make a connection to the Tenebrae.
When you say a connection, what do you mean?
To peer into it to try and find out something about this place. What lives here, what dwells here, what's the reason for this being. Something like that.
Okay. You're going to use the Tenebrae lore or a different skill this time?
I'm gonna use the Tenebrae lore.
Okay.
So I sit down. I tell my friends that I would like to study this tree. I put my hands on the tree, and I use a considerable force of willpower, about 2, and meditate.
Okay. All right, we'll give you the same obstacles last time. An obstacle of 1, and this time you have 3. So this time you have a difference of 2. So you accomplish
Is
your
that a-
task and have an actual tangible effect on the world. Okay. So, as you are meditating, trying to reach out to the Tenebrae, you suddenly feel the connection. And as you do, you see lights come on around you. All the torches light themselves. In your mind, you're given an image of 7 very strange-looking men. They have features very much like Sigurd. Sigurden?
Yes.
Sigurden. And you see them walking around in this place. One of them, you can see, reaches up to this very tree and pulls some kind of fruit off of it. You can't quite tell what it is. It's still a little hazy in your dream, in your vision. And as he takes a bite of whatever it is, the vision ends. And your connection is... It's severed, but it's not abrupt or painful. It's it's completed what it has to tell you.
Damn. The gods did not choose to talk to me this time, my friends. Let us move on.
So you're meditating or no food?
That it did not, my friend. Much as the eucalyptus only blooms once a year up on Mount Atlas, occasionally the gods ignore the mortal.
It is not of our concern, I suppose.
Wait, are you like trying to hide what you saw?
Yes, I am lying, and you don't know I'm lying because I was given a vision.
Okay.
Let us explore further, because this smell seems familiar.
Well,
But there seems to
one
be no ocean nearby.
one thing you're not taking note of: all the torches came on. You can see the torches come on. You see the torches on the wall. You did see it. You did see that. You did not get his vision, but
Yeah,
while he was
okay.
meditating, the torches came
Oh.
on. You did see that, so you can
That's
react
crazy
to that.
how you reminded of them that.
Hey,
That's
Well,
crazy.
old man, are you sure you saw nothing?
I'm
These-
positive.
As you stared blankly into the tree and meditated, all the lights came on. This is
I did not notice. I promise you the gods did not talk to me.
I have no reason to not believe you at this point forward, but we will see how things unfold.
Perhaps, while they did not speak to me, they chose to give us a boon.
And then I touch the tree, and I say, this is a good symbol in this room, but the smell of the sea makes me fear what might be ahead. We should move on.
Young
We
boy, you touch the sacred tree. Feel it. Reach out your mind, and you may see more than you have ever known.
I'm not like you, storyteller. I don't believe I have that power.
You don't believe in the gods? The gods bless who they wish. Whether that person thinks they have it or not.
I believe in the gods, but I'm curious and new to their existence.
Jason was but a babe when he first slayed a Gorgon. Age matters not
You speak in
when it comes
riddles,
to the wills of the gods.
storyteller. You speak in riddles, and Rome has no need of riddles. Rome needs results. And I don't think we'll find them standing here. Unless, of course, that is our goal, this tree.
Rome is a riddle, my friend. Let us move on.
You've arrived at another empty room. Several passages to choose from this time.
I think we should go this way, friends. By Neptune, where did all this water come from?
This next room obviously is flooded. You can drop down on the stairs. Water fills this particular room.
I would like to taste the water.
Would anybody
would-
else? What were you saying? Go ahead.
I would
No, step out of the water.
I would not recommend that, old man, as it seems to be tepid.
There's no knowledge gained without a little risk.
So
Well,
everybody-
before you
once-
plunge into
I
the
once
unknown.
wandered for the desert for 2 days and 2 nights, and when I came out, I was blessed with knowledge.
Would you mind using your knowledge for once? And tell us what you know of this place and why we're here. It
I
is
know nothing of
difficult
this.
to complete an assignment from Rome if I don't know the assignment.
I know the same information you know. We are obviously not in the Cairn, Roman. Something or someone led us to a different place. A mystical plane, maybe. But we
A
must
sunken
explore.
city.
Perhaps I do not know.
Well,
This is clearly a Roman god. This is Roman architecture.
I've heard of rivers flowing through caves, but I've never
Yes.
seen something like this.
Yes, in some parts of the world there are extensive underground rivers, but this is something else entirely. This seems to be less natural. I
Then
take
let
a
us-
sip of the water.
Oh,
This used to be a Roman bathhouse.
you really take a sip of the water. Okay.
I really take a sip of the water.
Okay.
Sometimes you are a fool storyteller.
I looked at Dumatef kind of concerned. Like this
What
he
is the
should
difference between a fool and a genius? Merely being right and one being wrong.
Go ahead and finish your thought there, Sigurd.
I was gonna say at that point.
You said you were looking at him concerned.
Yeah, I was looking at him concerned because I wanted to tell him not to be rash and not to drink the water before we observe it, or
So
maybe
you're
yeah.
intending to examine the water to see if it's dangerous?
yes, I would like to examine the water.
Okay. So what skill are you going to use to check out the water?
Hold on.
Did anything happen when I drank the water?
Well, can I
Hold on.
use
We're all-
my can I use my Roman legionary skill? I mean, that makes I don't know if that makes any sense. It just states that I'm a brilliant tactician and I'm undefeatable in combat, but this is not combat.
If you can think of a way, I can give you an obstacle difficulty number.
Well, when I was young, I did battle rough seas and
That's not the same kind of battle.
okay, no, I don't know. I mean, tactically, I can be like.
So how about this? You have flawed subtlety as a skill, as well.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You cannot be subtle in your actions or communications. So, seems to me like an example would be you take a rash action to test the water.
Okay.
So maybe you jump right in, see how deep it is. Don't know if it's poisonous, acidic, or anything. You just run right in to see how deep it is. Something like that. That would be an example how you could use that particular skill.
Okay.
But I've already done something stupid.
You didn't. I didn't hear any intention. You just said
Yeah,
drink
you
the
did.
water. You didn't say
Yeah.
I intend. Plus, you've already had your two, so this is your time to help the others accomplish their two intentions. Your support character now.
Okay, so that's just something I wasn't understanding. Because I thought I was.
No, you
I was just trying to help
too.
solve the mystery.
You did your intention. You still can. You just help them. You encourage them. Like you would say, "Hey, you young buck, why don't you go into the water? Or why don't you test it or whatever?" You can help them like that. You can give them little in-character prods and stuff.
So once you use both intentions, there's no need for your skills, or will other things come up that will cause you to use your skills and willpower?
I don't think there's anything else. I think once you've done your two intentions, your part's finished, for the most part. But anyway, go ahead. So, what are you doing to test the water? What kind of unsubtle action are you taking?
Okay, so while Dumatef is drinking the water, I turn my back to the water and I plunge like just my back straight down like into the water.
Okay, so that you can float on it. You mean?
Yeah.
Okay.
To test it, yeah.
Okay. So you're going to be at -1 on that intention because it is a flaw, but you can still use it. All right.
Okay. I'll use. So this is when I use will, right?
Yes. However
Okay,
much you want. 1, 2, 4, or 8.
Okay, I'll use 2.
Okay. So you'll be at a net +1. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Let's see. Yeah, we'll do an obstacle 1 for you as well for this one. It's not going to be difficult to accomplish, really. So you'll be at a net 1, which means, yeah, your attempt has some small tangible effect, is usually positive. So yeah, you can basically narrate that the water is safe-ish. Suitable for living things.
Okay. So, I have tested the water, my friends, and it seems safe, at least, to submerge.
You should have really handed your torch to one of us before you did that.
Oh yeah, your torch definitely goes out too.
What? Okay.
Plunge
Can I-
into water.
Yeah,
It's not
yeah.
good.
Well, even though it's wet now, can I, like, use his torch to light my torch, or is it too wet now? It's too damp.
The water was also tasty.
Are you
Just putting that out there.
are
You
you making
plunge
an
in and
intention to
submerge.
relight your torch?
What? I have to do that too? Can I can't just do it?
That's a difficult thing to do. That's you're trying to light a wet
No,
torch with a
it's-
fire.
Okay.
Wet
Fine.
things don't light easily.
I just wanted to taste the water to see if it was salty. But no, I have to declare it an intention.
It is salty though. The water is salty, but it seems kind of safe.
Guys,
It's not too deep, obviously. You can walk around in it, although it is going to slow you down a little bit.
I see things.
I suppose we can wade across.
What incarnation?
I keep my torch raised high above
All
the
right.
water.
By Pluto. What is that abomination?
They look like warriors.
You can walk in.
They're skeletons. I think your people have a word for this, Sigardian. Drawn. Drew.
These people are your
Draugr.
people.
Not with a name like Sigurd. And his dad is Thor, so I don't think so. He's not so much paler than me. It's definitely not Egyptian. Or Roman.
He is Roman. He's been raised Roman.
That doesn't mean he is Roman.
By the gods.
By blood, he's Norse.
Are these alive?
Well, alive seems to be a much too generous word, but they seem to be animated.
They bear weapons and horns. We should keep a little bit of a distance.
Yeah, the skeletons are all standing there. They're still. I know they're moving, but they're not moving. There's a torch at the foot of each one. They have their weapons in hand, and they're all just standing upright somehow. Just skin, barely any skin, and mostly bones. But to you, Dumatef, these resemble the figures you saw in your vision. You recognize the armor and the weapons.
What would the gods make of this?
I dare say it's the work of the gods, although for what use, I have no idea.
You'd only need weapons when you would try to protect something. I intend to get us across this room safely.
Walking
Okay.
undead is very rare.
Well, they're not moving. They're not animated. They're all just still. But, okay. So you're going to try to get the group out of the room unscathed?
Yes.
Okay, what skill?
Auxilia. I call Gallus and Lucius to like stand by my side.
Okay.
With our shields raised towards the skeletons, eyeing every movement or potential movement they might make to escort Dumatev. Well, perhaps our demigod wants to sign in. I don't know what, but to escort them safely across the room. So basically, leaving the room on the other side.
Okay. So that's Genius 2 for you, so you get the 2 bonus to your skill. You going to use any will?
2.
Okay. Alright, so it's going to give you a total of 4. So I'm actually going to say obstacle for you is going to be 0. Given the nature. So the difference is you've done something correctly and impress the people around you.
Oops. He didn't move.
I gotcha. Okay. To escort it across the room there safely.
Can I still use Shiver of Dread? Or
Yes, you can.
because I take a closer look at these skeletons, and I think to myself, they resemble myself, but they're dead, and it haunts me. I hope that I am not cursed with the same doom.
Okay. All right. All right, you go ahead and move down into the next room here. You can move in. The water looks the same as in the other room. All right. As you're wading through the water, you come to this staircase. You'd have to climb up to get on, but it looks like the water stops here.
I climb over.
All right. Climb onto the stairs. You can either climb into the next room or keep going up.
Right, then let's climb into the next room.
All right. All right. You just have another empty room with another staircase going up.
Let's keep making progress.
Okay. You seem to be away from the flooded, or potentially or not, area. Just got another empty room. Still damp, still water trickling. Still all kinds of wolf tracks on the ground.
Perhaps we're going the wrong way.
There's no wrong or right way if you don't know where you're going.
Well, when we came, we were descending, and now we're going up again.
The
I
gods
assume-
will guide our way.
Hmm.
Janice will show us the path.
We will move forward. Under my command, that is. As long as we're going places we haven't been. It's alright.
Okay. Just another empty room.
You
Just
hear
like
that?
the other ones. Hear what? Or is that in character? Sorry.
Okay.
Gotcha.
That sound. I can't tell what it is. Somebody seems to be asking for help.
Are you sure it's not your old age making you hear things?
Perhaps.
This place plays tricks with the mind. I thought I heard whispers, but I think they're all just in my head. And here I look to my right. Yet again see the tree. It seems we've gone in a circle of sorts.
But if that's the tree, and we've gone in a circle, then we're right back where we started.
Yes, and it reaffirms my idea that we might be going the wrong way.
I think we should go back to the dead people.
I feel like the water was a sign of where we should be going.
Then we'll turn back.
Well, let's just go. Okay, let's go straight, rather. We should go straight past the tree.
Isn't that where we came
I
from?
mean, if you don't want to, that's up to you. But I think we should. I think we
Oh,
should
I
go
mean, we
back to how we came into the water originally. If that makes sense.
Why retrace our steps the long way, brother?
It's not the long way.
It is, isn't it?
God.
It depends on where you want to go. There were paths we hadn't taken yet.
I think we need to. So we take a right into the dead people room, and I think we explored that whole wing. So we either need to go to the left, or we need to go straight and then to the left or to the right.
Got myself stuck in the wall.
Fixed.
Thank you.
I think we should go this way.
Can we go for it?
Looks like two of your companions have
They
If
don't
you
follow commands
control
very well.
if you control click the other two guys, you'll be able to keep all three of yourselves together.
We'll back into the water we go. And then I suppose we go left this time.
Yeah, like go here. New room.
In this room, the water current actually seems a little stronger. In the other rooms, it was just sort of pooling water, floating. Just calm. In this room, it's just got a little bit of turbulence to it. Just a little bit.
Turbulent.
Yeah, it's
Current.
just, yeah. It's not just flat and calm. I don't want to call them waves, but there's just very slight movement to the water. And it starts to glow in here. Just seems to be coming from the
gods.
bottom.
They speak.
I see a path this way. Let's keep moving. I think we speak of opposite ways.
Oh. I think my way's the better one.
I think my way is the better one.
The gods are guiding me with the current.
And Rome's
Guardian?
life is guiding me.
The gods made Rome. So Guardian, it's up to you to choose the way.
Wise.
I'm following Augustus.
Okay, Sigurd, since you're in tune the most with the water, you see off in the distance something.
I may have gotten a little stuck.
Something
on the-
crests the top of the water as the slight waves go through. You just see something crest the top of the water about as far as you can see down the hall down there.
Something will caress it?
Crest it. Something pop out of the water. You see it on the top of the water.
Oh dear.
There
Yes.
or there?
Well, you don't see it, so don't you worry. You're a pretty little head about it. The direction Sigurd is looking, yes, at the very end down there by the stairs, you just see something crest the water and then disappear again.
My
Friend,
friend.
I feel we're going on the right path. Something breached the water up there, and I'd like to find out what.
The gods are calling me this way. I
I
beg that you
suggest
listen, my
we
friends.
we do not move towards what swims beneath.
I feel something this
will-
way, my friend.
I will go ahead. I have
Latua himself is guiding me this way.
could I use my Roman legionary here
To do what?
to go ahead and like prove to Augustus that I can handle whatever is to come?
But what action are you trying to take?
Well, I guess I want to do it, like, if something does pop up.
You want to go investigate whatever it is you saw, is what you're saying.
Yeah, I want to go.
And you're using which
Well.
ability, you said?
Roman Legionary.
Okay. Undefeatable in combat. Okay. Alright, so your skill is 4. So you're making an intention to... Exactly what?
Intention to, move forward rather than stay back and, pursue whatever, was in the water.
Okay. So your intention is to pursue whatever's in the water. Okay. So Roman Legionary 4. Okay.
Yes. And,
Well, 1 sec. I'm getting you an obstacle rating here real quick. We'll say this is an obstacle 1. You're not really used to fighting in water, but you're still a good combatant. So you're going to have a difference of 3. So you've done something well enough to impress the people around you. So that's how you can.
okay. What's it called? Augustus. See what I've done here. I've walked, far enough, and I'm fine. I really believe we should be going this way. Come follow.
But you can go a little bit further as far as like you can see the thing in the water and you can do what you want to it. Kill it, wave it off, just examine it. You have successfully pursued it. So you can now describe what it is, or yeah.
Oh.
Okay,
or
I mean, you can even, if you don't want to say what it is too, you can just say, I see the monstrous thing, the dark form in the water, and stab it with my spear, and blood drifts to the surface. You don't have to say what it is. You can just describe yourself defeating it, pursuing it, however you want to do it. Your success.
Okay. Yeah. So I see the creature in the water. I'm not really sure how it got in here, but it sprouts tentacles, and I've never seen one before, but it threatens me, so I poke it with my spear, and it bleeds out.
Okay. Tentacles go limp, and it starts to float away on this tide, and the water actually, once you kill it, just starts to calm once more, and it's just like the other previous rooms you were in. And you two down there, Augustus and Dumatef, you guys both notice the water. You hear some thrashing back here as Sigurdin's going after whatever it was, and then you hear quiet, and the water just instantly calms as the thrashing back here stops.
Mars himself tells me there's something in this next room. Augustus.
Let's just move forward then.
All right, you're gonna move up to them, Sigurdin.
Wait, so they're still going that way?
Yeah, if they want to. Yeah.
What the heck? I wanted to go this way.
Okay. Well, you can keep going if you want. I'll come back to you if you want.
Mm,
Just sit
no,
tight.
no. I'll follow them.
Okay.
By the Olympians! We have found them.
All right. This room, as you enter, the walls in this room are actually dry. The ceiling, dry. The glow in this room from the water is a little stronger than it was in the hallway. The fog seems to just be coming from the water. It just lifts off of it in just like a continuous stream. And you see a figure on a stone dais of some sort. Very still, unmoving.
Would this be his son? I
This
suppose.
is not his son.
You recognize this,
Something else entirely.
Dumatef, you recognize this as one of the figures from your vision.
Let me tell you a story, my friends. One time long ago, I had strayed from the Empire, up in the far north. I had met a strange people. They called themselves Norsemen. And in it, they described legends of old, of Odin and Loki, and Seth, and giants. This man, he appears just like them. And they are like you, Sigurdian. They had the same pale skin.
This is eerie. Why might he be here? And why did the man above say that his son was here when all we found is this Nordic person?
I think when they buried this man's son, they disturbed something. Something very ancient.
How do we put it to rest?
I do
Are
not
you
know.
making
my
an
friend.
intention? Augustus, is that a intention you're declaring there?
Let me think. I once spent some time in Germania. You know, the furthest extent of our Roman Empire. There they used to not bury their dead. They usually traditionally burned them,
Well, hold on.
cremated.
You want to make your intention before you narrate. So like well, that's what I was asking. If you said you would find a way to, you said something, bring it peace, or I can't remember what you said.
What
But
was a question more than an intention?
I know. That was my hint that you could do that. If you want it. You could use that as your intention. You still have one more to do.
Am I the only one that has one left?
Yep.
Well, I intend to put his body, perhaps his spirit, to rest
Okay.
by using my
Nope. Just keep it simple. You intend to put his spirit to rest. Okay. So now, what skill are you going to use to do that?
perhaps honorable.
Yep. That's what I was thinking too. Okay. Honorable sounds good. So your honorable is at what?
1.
Okay. You going to use any will?
Just 1.
Okay. So that'll be 2. And I think putting his spirit to rest would be an honorable thing. So it'd be a reasonable thing to do. All right, so you're going to have a 2. So you accomplish your task and you have an actual tangible effect on the world. So now you would describe how you are going to put him to rest. Your story, like you were telling, with lighting him on fire, and then. So now you do that.
Alright, so I make sure that his hand, that his hand grips his axe, as I've seen many barbarians do when I served in the north. And I lower my torch over his body while saying a few words, prayers to the gods, that the light of Rome will shine upon him in what comes after. And I just set his body alight and take a step back and just watch his body burn.
As his body burns, I remember an old tale that one of my Norse friends told me, and I give their burial rites, honoring a god they called Hell, and just prayed.
Okay, there we go.
I say, may the fallen rest, and I feel a deep connection with the environment and this man who's being burned.
You may rest in Valhalla, son. May your glories go with you.
All right, as you lower your torch, he catches fire and starts to burn. The glowing underneath the water slowly fades. The smell of salt slowly leaves the air. The water is completely calm until there's nothing left.
I suppose we should leave. I think we've done what needed to be done.
I'll join you guys outside soon. I'd like to stay here and pray.
Just don't die by inhaling all the smoke that's probably in this room by now.
Your worry warms my heart, I'm sure. What could this mean? What? Yet the tenebrae was here. Clearly, I felt it, and yet it took our physical appearance and merged with our world. It is always connected. I wonder what this man's story was. May the gods watch over him.
You step out of the cairn, back into the graveyard. You notice it's daylight outside. It definitely feels like it's been several hours, at least, treading through the bottom of the cairn. And as the last person exits, and you all turn around, the stairs are gone. The body of the boy, torn to shreds by wolves, is wrapped up on a small dais, just as you would expect. A few family heirlooms. No trace of the stairs. Wolves, water, tree, nothing. And the
Melee,
fog.
let him guide you on your way, son.
And the fog has also lifted as well. Outside, it's a very clear, sunny day.
Well, it seems to have done what we hoped it would do.
And yes, the gods have finally laid the soul at rest.
All right, heading back to the village.
Yes.
All right. All right, as you get on the path here, you can come up a little bit into the... Yeah, right there, right there. Get our Centurion up here. Centurion and Auxilia. All right, as you walk up the path, you see a man who's gathering wood. Walk out of the forest, he looks at you. His jaw drops, his eyes widen, he drops the wood, and he just runs through the town screaming, "They're back! They're back!" And he runs into the city.
City?
Town. Village.
Charming fellow, that one.
All right. The town looks a little busier. Everybody's back at their jobs, but as you walk into the middle of town, everybody that you walk by just stops what they're doing and just stares at you.
What's the matter with these people?
They're in awe of your big, huge muscles, Centurion. Why else?
I've seen people scream in terror, run away from us in that way, but this is unusual, to say the least.
The woman at the well drops the bucket of water onto the ground, and it shatters and splashing water on you as you walk by.
Don't you think I'm a bit too old for you, lass?
She says nothing and, whoops. Grabbed the wrong thing. And runs off towards the tavern.
Strong woman who can move her well.
Sounds weirder than I expected.
Sir, your son has been laid to rest. Sharon has guided him across the river Styx.
Placus looks at you. He's just looks stunned, his mouth open. Where have you been?
Why are you in the Cairn, my friend?
That was 2 weeks ago. Where have you been?
The
We've been
gods have a
beneath.
strange way of working.
Epidius checked the
suppose.
cairn after you left. It was just my son's body in there, and you were nowhere to be found.
You can go back to the cairn and find your son. Remains there peacefully. We've done what you asked, and whatever curse haunted this place should be lifted.
He makes a motion, doesn't say anything, but he makes a motion for his guard. He points, and the guard gives you a look, shakes his head, and just walks off, back the way you just came in. I will send word, but I must warn you, I already sent word to Rome that you were dead, that you had disappeared a week ago.
You
A
had so little
centurion
confidence
does
in
not
us.
die that easily. I expect you to write a letter as soon as you can to undo what you've done and apologize to the Emperor.
He just nods,
And
just
that is a command.
just nods, staring at you in disbelief. It will be done. You have my word. I will begin immediately. He makes a motion for the little townsperson to follow him, and they both go inside.
This day gets stranger and stranger.
Well, job well done. I'm gonna go to the tavern and get my my bread and potatoes. 'Cause
Tavern
potatoes are
master.
used. Yeah.
After 2 weeks, we return, and I fixed the problem. This old man and young boy still have some spirit, some fight in their hearts left. Do they now?
He just looks between the two of you in awe. The woman just watches and whispers to his ear and then backs up.
May Mercury guide your steps, my friend.
He looks at Sigurd, just sort of points behind him. All yours. As much as you can carry.
Thank you, kind sir. Right, I'm just gonna grab some meat and veggies and, you know, maybe some, like, I don't know, some wine if there's any, you know, the good stuff. And I'll be off. Thank you! And then I run away. Before he notices that I took, like, a shit ton.